starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You ain't seen nobody like this. You ain't seen nobody like this. You hear my sound all over town singing. Whoa. You ain't seen nobody like this. You ain't seen nobody like this. You hear my sound all over town singing. Whoa. I think there's something in the water. If you wanna take a sip, but be careful what you wish for. The faint of heart can't handle it. Everybody wants a piece of someone else's prize, but it ain't free, it don't come cheap. Only the strongest will survive. You ain't seen nobody like this. You ain't seen nobody like this. You hear my sound all over town singing.
Sorry for the delay. Welcome to SA Soccer Roundtable. Sorry, we're getting used to newer technology for that here, a new platform to run the show for that here. So do apologize about that. Rafa, how are you? Can you hear us, Rafa? All right, we're off to a good start.
I can hear you.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Good.
Now I can hear you.
Pretty good here in okay. Here in Del Rio, Texas.
So we're off to a great start tonight. So tonight we're going to be doing the TAPPS Bracketology, kind of the warm-up for the UIL Bracketology. TAPPS is a little bit like the Wild West. The brackets aren't finalized yet, but yet there's already been games that are played. So go figure. To me, like I said, it's something that, like they said, the playoffs would start the 20th, but Geneva and I forget who they played. They played a team from Beaumont. Kicked off the playoffs at 2:00 today. So, but let's get started on the. To me, like I said, there we go. On the picks here. So in TAPPS Division 1, the number one District 1 was Dallas Parish Episcopal at 7-9, 6-0. They get a double bye from the bye district and the area all the way into the regional. There is one bye district match. Last year, this was actually a forfeit. I don't think El Paso Cathedral actually played it, if memory serves me right.
Mm-hmm.
But they are scheduled to play Addison Trinity, 4-12, 2-4, where El Paso Cathedral is 5-2 on the year. The winner of that would get Frisco Legacy Christian, who's 8-4, 4-2. Are you going, if the game is played, are you going with El Paso Cathedral?
I'll go with Addison.
Addison. Ooh.
That game's at Dallas, right? In Dallas.
I don't know if it hasn't been technically on the brackets. So, but there's only one independent, and they are the third team that finished in there.
I'll switch. I'll go ahead with El Paso.
Now in the area, I know it is the highest seed, so El Paso would travel to Frisco. And are you going with Frisco over El Paso Cathedral?
Yeah, Frisco should win that one.
Then the runner-up in District 1 versus the third-place team, Fort Worth Nolan Catholic. 6-13-1 versus 3-3 versus Dallas Bishop Lynch, 10-7-4 for that here. And then at the bottom of that, Plano John Paul II, 13-1, 6-0. I do think just looking at the records and the stats that the second district was much tougher than the first district, at least record-wise along those lines here. But there are upsets.
Yeah, well, those two teams they're kind of a little. They've had some rivalry over in the past few years. They've met quite a few times, and it's always like I said, both are great programs. I guess like I said, right now they're struggling a bit. There might be some rebuilding. Kind of like a little rebuilding year for each team. Now they have faced each other. They did face each other December the 5th. Bishop Lynch won that one 2-1, so this would be another close one. So I'll give, like I said, I think I'll give the edge on this one to Bishop Lynch. Yeah,
so
I think Bishop Lynch. I think this will be close. Yeah, but Bishop Lynch, I think they'll get this one.
So then the first seed Dallas Parish Episcopal, perfect in District 1, would face off against Frisco Legacy Christian. Are you going with Frisco or are you going with Dallas Parish?
Shoot, that's tough here. We'll go with Frisco. I think this is your first upset right here. You can't go with where the Cuckoos are at.
And then down at the bottom, you're going to Plano John Paul II, or does Dallas Bishop get the...
Yeah, JP2 should take care of business there.
So then let's go to the other side before we talk about the semifinals and final. No by district. So basically it's 1 through 4 through District 3 and District 4. So Central Catholic, I'm assuming, gets the push ahead over Tomball Concordia Lutheran.
Mm-hmm.
St. Dominic travels to Houston San Prius with a 22-3 and 5-2. Finished runner-up in District 4. Austin St. Dominic 8-5, 4-4. Are you going St. Prius, or you think Austin can pull St. Dominic can pull the upset?
Yeah, St. Pius should win that one.
St. Michael's Catholic Prep hosting the Village School, 10-4, 6-2. The Village School 5-7, 4-3.
St. Michael's.
And then TMI got in the final spot. And then Houston St. Thomas High School 17-1, 7-0. I'm assuming you're promoting the first place team.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
yeah.
So we'll start at the bottom one here.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm noticing a lot of these teams have like really, there's a couple good record teams, but there's a lot of teams that have really bad records.
Yes.
But I wonder if they kind of test them themselves early on, so which is a possibility.
So, to me, the regional, you got two powerhouse matches. St. Michael's versus St. Thomas, and then Central Catholic versus St. Prius. We'll start with the bottom one here. You going with St. Michael's to pull the upset, or are you going with St. Thomas to get the...
We'll go St. Thomas.
This one I find interesting. I know SanAntonio would host, Central Catholic should host, based on my understanding. Going against Houston St. Prius, as you and I have talked about last couple of years, they have faced each other in the same district, and I think Central Catholic's had it's gone back and forth. I don't know if they played this year. I think they did. Let me pull that up here. Hold on. High school.
They actually did not.
Oh, they did not.
So the only common opponent would be Antonian, which Antonian tied them 0-0. And actually,
Antonian wasn't.
They faced Antonian. Yeah, they actually faced twice. So Antonio lost to them the first time 6-0, but then the second time they tied them 0-0.
Or the score
But
didn't get
mostly,
updated. But
you
yeah.
know,
Well, no, it had to have because
yeah,
they're 8 now. Yeah.
yeah. So St. Pius had a loss with the Village, so that's kind of telling there. So I'm gonna give the edge here to Central Catholic.
All right. So
I
that
think they
sets
played
up.
a lot tougher district. Yeah, they played a lot tougher non-district.
So that sets up a semifinal. Frisco Legacy against Plano JP2, John Paul II. Central Catholic versus Houston St. Thomas. 4 quality teams. Where is the Rafa Meister going with these results?
So I'll go with as far as with the first one with Legacy and Plano. I'm gonna go with Plano. It's John Paul.
All right.
And then the other semifinal, I think the Central Catholics just played better quality teams than St. Thomas. I'm going to give the edge to Central Catholic. But these games will be in Round Rock, so there will be a neutral site.
So then, who do you got? Plano, North Texas winning again, or is Central Catholic bringing it home?
They've fallen short the last 2 years, and I had a little talk with my buddy, Coach Bart. We when we coached, like I said, we coached together with Club America when I first moved there. I told him, I said, "Is this your year, dude, to kind of break the curse, to finally get that monkey off the back and finally lift the trophy?" I think he's done a great job there. I know, like I said early on when we talked about some things. I think the boys have bought into his system, and it's kind of something similar that I run. Uh, it's going to be a close game if they, like I said, if they take care of business early on, and like I said, they have a very good. They do really well on set pieces, so I'm going to give them the edge. I think it'll be a close game. I won't be surprised if it goes to overtime, but I'm going to go. I think Central Catholic breaks through and finally gets the championship.
First one since Jose, right?
Yep.
So we got Central Catholic winning there. So moving to, you want to do D2 boys? Do boys,
Sure,
or you want to
we'll
move
do
it to the girls?
We'll do the boys, and then we'll do the girls last.
Okay. And just make sure no matchups. All right. So in this one here, you got the Bullard 16-1-1 with the double bye all the way to the regional, or I guess a bye because everybody gets a bye the first round. So Grapevine Faith at 14-4-1 versus Garland Bright Horizons Academy 4-5-1, 4-4.
Yeah, Grapevine.
Fort Worth All Saints 5-7-3, 4-4 versus Dallas Cristo Rey College Prep.
Ooh, that's a close one there. I know they're both are like I said, real tough districts and stuff. Like I said, don't let that that record fool you for All Saints. They've gone far the last couple of years, and so.
Do you want to think about that and then go to Fort Worth Southwest?
Yeah, I'll go. It'll be. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Crystal Ray will probably get that one.
And then Fort Worth Southwest, not what Southwest Christian versus Tyler Grace. Southwest Christian was the second seed, or finished second in District 1.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Grace finished third, 13-8-2, 7-3, and 6-2 for Southwest in District.
I think, remember last year, Tyler Grace was like a bracket buster. So they, like I said, they've built themselves a pretty good program there, and so I'm gonna, like I said, they've played some good tough opponents. So I'm gonna give this one to I'll go this one, Tyler Grace. I think they'll move on.
So just to kind of confirm, regional, we have Grapevine Faith, the first place out of District 1, and then the 1, 2, and 3 of District 2. So you got Grapevine Faith versus Cristo Rey.
Mm-hmm. We'll go with Grapevine.
And then Tyler Grace and the Bullard, the Brook Hill and Bullard there.
Bullard.
Let me see here. This is what Division 2. Let me just see the heads up here. Let's just see how close it was. So they did it. Was it not here? Brook Hill. Oh, and Grace. So they beat them 2-0 away. Yeah, so they only have one. They had to have more than one matchup. The Regent's Cruising. Yeah, so it always shows one matchup on their website.
Yeah.
So, but you're going with the Bullard. And then over on our side here, we got some by-district matches. St. Mary's unfortunately fell from the first slot, a week and a half ago, down to the third slot.
Mm-hmm.
So they will travel to Houston Spring, Frazzati Catholic, 7-10-1, 4-2, and St. Mary's was 11-4, and District 7-3. That is the only by-district round here. So are we thinking St. Mary's can become the Road Warriors, or do they fall in Houston against Frazzati Catholic?
This I think, the travel over there, I think it's going to be a little tough, but I think St. Mary's Hall gets this.
Okay. So then moving to the area here, you got finishing first SanAntonio Christian, 18-3-1, 8-2 versus Houston Cypress Christian School, 9-8-1 and 3-3. Are you taking the Lady Lions?
Or the Miss Senior Lions, yes.
Or pardon me, the boys. I'm sorry, we're doing boys, not girls. The boys. Sorry about that.
The boys, yeah.
Then Houston Second Baptist and versus St. Mary's. So St. Mary's would be going back on the road on here to the fourth second place team for that
here. I think that depending on that game, that could be the key here. If it's at a neutral site, or they do have to travel again to Houston.
They would have to travel because they're the lower seed.
Looking at kind of what second, like I said, Second Baptist, they've played some tough opponents. But I think St. Mary's Hall may have something. I think they get by on that one. I think they make two deep, or 3 deep.
Then winner of 4-1 versus runner-up in District 3. So Lutheran South, 16-11-2, 8-0 in District versus Brownsville. St. Joseph Academy, the Bloodhounds, 10-3 and 7-2 in District. And I think they're 8-2. It just didn't update for that here along those lines here. But they had the tiebreaker over St. Mary's due to the head-to-head. Your thoughts on Lutheran South versus St. Joe out of Brownsville?
It's interesting how they it's interesting that these guys, the Houston Lutherans, played 29 games so far. I wonder if that'll end up taking a toll on them, And I think they are hosting that game, because I'm kind of looking at their Max Prexis has them as versus. So
Yeah, it's got them at home too. February 24th, 2 p.m.
It's going to be a that's going to be a tough test for them. So I'm going to go with Lutheran South because, like I said, it's a long trip for Bronzeville. I think Lutheran South is kind of, like I said, having the home field is going to help them out on this one. I don't think as Brownsville St. Joseph is as strong as they were last year.
Then Sugarland Fort Bend Academy 4-7, 3-5 out of District 3 or District 4, and Woodlands Christian Academy 16-7 and 5-1. Winner of District 5.
Yeah, we'll go to the district winner.
So then the final four over here in the regional, you got a pair of San Antonio schools, San Antonio Christian versus St. Mary's.
It's always tough to play the teams 3 times.
But I think the talent at San Antonio.
I give the edge here to San Antonio Christian. I think, because of late they've kind of, like I said, they've played well. St. Mary's kind of limping a little bit into the playoffs, but
they just lost to them a week and a half ago, as well.
Like I said,
so
yeah.
Lutheran South. I'm not sure who hosts on this one here, with it being top seeds. Woodlands Christian Academy. 16-11, 2-8-0. Woodland Christian 16-7, 5-1. Any feel based on legacy of the program or anything like that?
Another tight game. I'm still, like I said, a little amazed that Lutherans played so many games, and actually they faced each other a couple of times. I think they already faced each other actually 2 times, and they split. First time they had a 6-1 win, and then they had a 2-1 loss. So this will be a like I said, third time. I'll go with the Woodlands. I think this one, like I said, I think all those games will probably catch up to Lutheran South, and I think this seems a little bit more fresh.
So for boys, Division 2, we'll start with the local side here. San Antonio Christian versus the Woodlands Academy, and these are in Round Rock, you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Tough one, but I think the Woodlands probably get that one.
Wow, I would have went Christian. And then on the other side, 2 number 1 seeds, the Brook Hill High School out of Bullard or Grapevine Faith Christian.
I think Grapevine wins this one.
So I'm assuming you're going Grapevine over the Woodlands?
No, this is a good Dallas-Houston matchup. I think this one can go either way. Like I said, Grapevine, like I said, they've played some tough opponents. Same thing with the other. Like I said, with the Woodlands. I think this time I think Houston finally gets the best of Dallas. So I'm gonna go with the Woodlands.
All right, and then moving to Division 3 for the boys. I'm going to go ahead and make a pick. I'm going to pick Geneva beats Beaumont Legacy Christian Academy. For that here, they were up 6-0 early. Looking at here in the Division 3, there is an independent El Paso Lydia Patterson institution. Would travel to Colleyville Convent Christian Academy. Assuming you're going with Colleyville?
Yeah.
And then McKinley Christian Academy 7-6, 7-3 versus the Irving, the Highland School.
Go with the McKinney.
So and then there's one more. Pflugerville Concordia versus Tyler Bishop Gorman. Runner up on second, or actually there's more. runner-up and 4-2 runner-up. District 4 runner-up versus District 2 third place winner. So Pflugerville would host.
Yeah, we'll go with Pflugerville.
And then Dallas Shelton would travel down to Waco Vanguard College Prep.
That's great. I think that's your upset there. I think Shelton, Dallas.
So then let me move over here to the side here. District 3, Katie Faith West travels to Brian Brazos Christian. Both pretty decent records, 7-5, 6-4, 7-4-1, and 6-2.
I'll go with Brian on that one.
Houston St. Francis versus Houston St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
And we already got Beaumont. And then Shirts JP2 versus Corpus Christi St. John Paul II.
I'll go with JP2.
So then going over to there, you got Carrollton Prince of Peace, 12-3-1, 10-2 versus Dallas Shelton.
I'll go Prince of Peace.
Pflugerville Concordia versus Dallas the Convent School, who finished first in District 2, 13-2, 10-0.
The Convent.
Waco Live Classical versus Colleyville.
Colleyville.
And then McKinley Christian Academy versus Austin Hill Country Christian.
Ooh, that's gonna be a tight game there. That's probably being Austin, so I'll give the edge to Hill Country Christian.
And then back on this side of the bracket here, Corpus Christi Incarnate Word versus Brian Brazos. Corpus Christi would host 10-6-1, 6-1-1 versus 6-2 Brian Brazos.
This could be your bracket buster right here. Like I said, Brian's kind of plays like in a little tougher district. So I'm gonna go. Like I said, I'm gonna go with Brian.
You're gonna do the same thing to New Braunfels Christian Academy versus Houston St. Thomas.
No, this could be it. This is gonna be a tough one, like I said, but I think New Braunfels Christian Academy has enough. I think they pull a tight one out. Mm-hmm.
Houston Northland, 13-5, 8-0 versus Geneva School of Bernie. One thing I do like that they played today, it gives them time to rest before they travel to Houston.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with Northland.
You're like, I'm not buying it here. And then JP2 and Houston British International School, 10-5-2, 9-0-1. Since we've been doing this, they have been one of the schools that typically go deep.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a British school, so they'll win that one.
All right, so then we got a final 8 here. Hold on. You got Carrollton Prince of Peace versus Dallas the Convent School.
Oh, this is gonna be a very good regional final game. I know Prince's Peace has, they've been kind of the staple the last few years, like since we've done this. They've been going deep. Covenant School's kind of, I guess, appeared, on the scene this year. They've had a good season. Is it gonna come down to, like I said, experience, as you can say. Like I said, actually, they were playing a game today. So they're playing actually Grapevine Faith Christian, a non-district game, believe it or not. That's a good warm up for them.
Assuming nobody gets hurt.
I just want to go with yeah. Someone gets hurt, yeah. Unless they got the game on time before the weather. So if you're up in Amarillo, I know it's 8 degrees right now. So sorry for the kids playing up there. So yeah, I'll go with Prince of Peace because, like I said, they've been the staple for this division for quite some time, and but like I said, the Covenant School is starting to build something. Like I said, but maybe they're not there yet.
Now, Colleyville Covenant Christian Academy and Hill Country.
Covenant, Colleyville.
Colleyville. And then on our side, Brian Brazos Christian versus New Braunfels Christian Academy.
I think New Braunfels Christian Academy gets this one.
Oh, wow. And greens were the ones that you picked correctly last year, actually. Feel like I'm on the right path. Northland, Houston Northland versus Houston British International.
Damn, you got two district champs here. This is going to be an interesting game. I can tell you, this probably may go down to like an overtime. But you can't go against the British school. What they've done the last few years, they've really built themselves a really good. Like I said, probably one of the best TAPPS program. Like as far as TAPPS soccer, you can kind of say they've become a staple in this tournament.
So you've got 2 teams from District 1, one from the winner of District 6, and the winner of District 8. So 1 versus 2. Carrollton Prince of Peace and Colleyville Convent Christian Academy. Well, let me just see how they did during the year. Let's see here. Hold on. Come on. TAPPS website isn't the quickest. So they lost. Prince of Peace lost 1-3 away. But, it says they won 2-2. So they may have won in PKs then, I'm assuming, through that here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So head-to-head, it seems like that. And the last one was January 27th, where it was a home for Prince of Peace, and it was a 2-2 draw that they won, probably in PK. At away, it was a 3-1 loss. Now that was on December 12th, so that was early. It's been the last one's been almost a month ago, away there. So this is at a neutral site as well. So these two teams know each other. Each one's got a win and a loss, on each one's pelt.
One of the things with them is what come down to is like who's peaking at the right time, and I think also, since they played early on in December, and if you kind of look back at it, that's kind of the middle towards like the tail end of a lot of the club soccer season. Mm-hmm. So who's to say they weren't missing some key players around that time? Like I said, it's going to be a great game between both, but I'm going to go ahead and give it the edge to Prince of Peace. I think they get this one.
That's a good sign. You picked that right last time, and I'm almost positive it was them as well. On the flip side, New Braunfels Christian versus Houston British International.
Let's see if British International plays like either Man City or they play like Newcastle. So I'm going to go with the British International on this one.
Nice little dig there. We won't talk about Draw Madrid. So then you got Carrollton, Prince of Peace, Division 3, and to me, I think Division 3 is the toughest district to win. To me, it seems like it's the deepest. Versus Houston British International School.
You know, this, like I said, these finals are like to be these. I think they've met a couple of times, and I think it's finally year that Prince of Peace finally gets this one. I think they do.
All right. So on the boys, you've got Central Catholic beating Plano John Paul II. You got Woodlands Christian beating Grapevine. And then you got Carrollton Prince of Peace beating Houston British International. So that means you've got a San Antonio, you've got a Houston, and you got a Dallas. So you're making everybody happy tonight.
Spreading the love. Not so much on the UIL side, which will be different now.
All right, so moving to the ladies. Finally here, despite me trying to move you over to them earlier here. Let me just see if there's any by-district matches. No, there is not. So we'll start Division I. Dallas Parish Episcopal High School 5-7, 5-1 versus the fourth place team Frisco Legacy Christian 6-5, 3-5.
You know, this is probably the side that's like the kiss of death. I mean, we've seen it the last few years. I'm going to go with Dallas Parish on this one. But this side of the bracket is so brutal because you got some very great and some quality teams.
Well, we know this one's going to go all the way, so we'll kind of leave it for there. Addison Trinity versus Dallas Bishop Blitch, who's another one that typically goes deep if my memory serves.
Yeah, we'll go with Bishop Lynch.
Fort Worth Nolan 12-6-1 versus Plano JP2 4-7 and 3-5 in an extremely tough district.
Yeah, we'll go Nolan Catholic, but this one will be a close game.
And I'm not even going to ask you. Going Ursuline. Sorry.
If anyone's placing any bets, I'm sure Matt will probably be out there placing bets on Argyle.
So then we'll move over to our. Hold on a second here if I click the right side here. St. Michael's Catholic Prep 13-2, 8-0 versus the Village School 7-9 and 1, 4-5.
Yeah, they've had a great season, St. Michael's, so they should have no problem taking care of the Village.
Austin St. Dominic versus Katy St. John 23rd College Prep.
Yeah, we'll go with St. John the 23rd.
This one's an interesting one to me. The San Antonio Antonian hosting St. Prius. 14-3-4, 5-3. St. Prius 11-7-1, 6-4.
And they were in the same district last year, so that's some battles, and so I'm gonna give the edge to Antonian. I think they get this one.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to see if they went face to face this year. Brown Falls, Argyle, Geneva. No. St. Prius 0-0 draw December 5th. Right? St. Prius. Yeah, so they drew earlier. Mm-hmm. So this is one that could go
either way.
Overtime, PK, or not, overtime or PK, extra time or PKs. But you went with. Who was your pick?
Yeah, I'll go because it'll be a home game. It'll be a home game for them, so like I said, I'll go with Antonian.
And then I'm assuming you're going Houston St. Agnes over the Incarnate Word who snuck in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No disrespect to the Incarnate Word, just
unless they pull out some type of Cinderella story.
So then let's talk about our side. St. Michael's Out of Austin and Katy, St. John's the 23rd. Typically, St. Michael's would host.
Yeah, that's gonna be a real tough matchup for Austin St. Michael. Because Katy, like I said, Katie's had, they always have, such a good program each year. I don't think they face each other early on. Not that I know.
I can tell you here.
Yeah, I don't think they did play each other.
Liberty, Concordia, Austin, Veratus, Kip, TMI. No, they did not travel and face a Houston, not a Houston school.
Yeah, that could, like I said, that could, not spell doom, but for them, like I said, having that game, in their backyard could be the difference. I'm trying to see who was Katy St. Paul.
So they played Grace Community, Cypress, the Brook Hill, Woodlands, Lutheran South, St. Prius. So they went 1-1 in St. Prius.
Yeah, they did lose to Roundup Westwood 4-1, so that's a respectable. Oh, I think this might. I smell upset on this one. I think Katy St. John wins this one.
But would it be an upset though?
I guess you can a mild one. I guess you can say, because it might be at, as far as seating wise.
Yeah. So you give an Antonian any shot against St. Agnes?
St. Agnes, I think they'll take care of business. No disrespect to Antonian,
because that would be away. Do you give Nolan Catholic any shot against Ursuline?
They catch them early on, and like I said, they can be vulnerable. But I'll go with Dallas St. Ursuline on this one.
They lost twice. Who did they lose to? So they lost to Houston Episcopal 2-1. And then they lost Midlothian 2-1 in January.
This Midlothian is a quality team for girls soccer.
For Ursuline. So then you got Bishop Lynch versus Parish Episcopal, 1-1 versus 2-2. Records very similar. In fact, I'd probably say Dallas Bishop probably has the better overall record, just because they are in the Ursuline Academy, and that's who their two losses are to.
Yeah, probably it'll be Dallas Bishop Lynch.
So then that gives us a Final Four in Round Rock. No SanAntonio team, so Rafa doesn't like us in Division 1. Dallas Bishop Lynch, runner-up to Ursuline. They beat them, Balish Lynch 3-0 at home on the 13th. And when did they play again? Oh, yeah. And 2-1 away on February 6th.
So pretty competitive. Well, the second one was a competitive game.
Away.
So this will be, like I said, neutral site. So it's like I said, it's tough to beat a team 3 times, but I think Dallas Ursuline is just a class of this for 6-8 TAPPS. So they'll advance.
So you had last year. Rafa's like, I pick winners. Same thing over in District 4. St. Agnes was perfect on districts, but let's see how they did.
So those two district losses for John the 23rd probably was against St. Agnes.
So they just or no, they're scheduled on the 18th at 5:00. St. John College. Where is it? So they beat them 2-1 at home on the 28th. They only play them once. Let me switch to Katie, see if it shows different on there. So they lost away 2-1 on the 28th. Oh, they're playing today for the second one. 5:00.
Which we'll see. I'm sure they. But I'll still go with St. Agnes on this one.
So, how many titles has Ursuline won in a row? It's been a few, right?
Yeah, they're like the Real Madrid of girls TAPPS soccer.
So they won. Well, last year they won their 30th state championship over Bishop Lynch. So they. Well, actually, it looks like it's been a while here. 2023, 2024, and then it looks like they're 90s and early 2000s they were power. But 2023, 2024. So this would be going for their three-peat for that here.
Yeah, they had like a winning streak, one of the longest winning streaks until finally a couple years ago. But yeah, like I said, they've become the staple of TAPPS soccer for all the divisions and so forth. And I'm sure they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna be fair for the three-peat again. And I don't think they'll get it. Like I said, St. Agnes will put up a fight, but Ursuline just has a little too much.
Well, I'm trying to read here. A year after crushing the 2014-2015 ended the. Oh wow! So Ursuline, I didn't know this. Ursuline had a national record of 24 consecutive state titles. That was ended in 2015. Holy cow! So, and that was national. That was big news back at that time. So, but yeah. So you're saying they're gonna restart the streak with 3?
They might start into the streak again.
They're just so tough. All right, so moving over to Division 2. No bye district. In fact, Tyler Grace gets a double bye. So we'll start out on this side here. 4-2 Houston, the Emory School, 12-4, 8-2 versus Spring, Frazzati Catholic, 6-10-2, and 2-4 in district. And then they'll face the either Houston Cypress Christian, 13-6-1, 5-1, over Victoria St. Joseph out of third place out of District 3, 1-5, 1-5 for that here. So I'm assuming you're going Houston Cypress.
Yeah, Cypress. Yeah.
And then what about between the Emory and Spring Frazzati for that?
I'll go with Emory.
So and then that sets up the area round. So you got Fort Worth All Saints Episcopal 15-0, 8-0 versus Austin Hyde Park 8-7, 3-3, the fourth place winner in District 2.
That'll be All Saints. Even Hyde Park, like I said, I've seen them a couple. I remember that wild game that Coach Cano had when he was at St. Mary's Hall. That one, the 2 PKs. They have some talent there at Hyde Park, but I don't think it's maybe not enough against All Saints.
Flower Mound Quorum Deo Academy 9-8, 3-5, third place in District 1 versus Austin Regents. Runner up 10-6-2 and 6-2.
We'll go to Regents.
Grapevine Faith Christian 9-5, 6-2 versus the Brook Hill High School Bullard 8-1, 6-3.
We'll go with Grapevine.
Oh, All Saints. Okay. Oh, the Austin schools in District 2 throw me off. I won't lie to you. And then moving over to the other side here. Let me spread this out here. San Antonio Christians, 16-7-1, 6-0 versus Sugarland Fort Bend Christian Academy.
I'll go with San Antonio Christian on this one.
The Emory School versus Houston Cypress, 2 runner-ups. And a pretty competitive match, it looks like.
Yeah. I'll go with Cypress.
Houston Baptist, or Second Baptist, 18-1 versus runner-up in District 3, St. Mary's Hall, 6-3, 4-2.
Great season for St. Mary's Hall, but it's going to end there. Second Baptist will win that one.
And Houston Lutheran South, third place, 14-8-2, 5-5, going against Beaumont Monsignor Kelly Catholic, who I think is the one that historically does very well in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll go with Beaumont Kelly.
So then we got All Saints against Austin Regents.
We'll go with All Saints.
And then Grapevine Faith and Tyler Grace.
I think they may have faced each other last year. And I think Grace had like a little better record, but I think Grapevine ended up kind of upending them a bit. I'm gonna go with Grapevine.
Alrighty. And then on the flip side here, we got Houston Second Baptist versus Beaumont Kelly.
Second Baptist.
And San Antonio Christian and Houston Cypress.
Another tough one there.
So should be hosted by San Antonio.
So we'll go with San Antonio Christian. I think they got a close one on this one.
So then the final 4, let's see how we shape up here. You got 1-1 versus 1-2, and you got San Antonio District winner, District 3, San Antonio Christian versus Houston Second Baptist. Which one you want to start with?
We'll start with the I guess the Dallas area end of
Grapevine versus Fort Worth.
We'll go with Fort Worth.
And then on the other side, you got San Antonio or you got Houston?
We'll go with Houston.
No love for San Antonio.
I'll make Matt happy for that.
So then you've got for District 2, one loss between the two schools, 18-0 in district play. 2 powerhouses historically, Fort Worth, Houston. You going All Saints or you going Second Baptist?
So they actually did play each other on December the 5th. And Houston got the better of them. Well, they got a 1-0 win, so very competitive game.
And this will be in Round Rock.
This could be. All Saints are gonna probably want some revenge on this one.
Well, San Alsace hasn't lost.
No, it has them there as a loss. If you on MaxPrex, they have them losing
okay.
to.
Yeah, it's not on the TAPPS official. So
well, actually, I take that. Actually, I take it back. Hold on 1 second. So there's 2 All Saints, and there's one in Tyler too. Whoa.
Yeah,
yeah. There's very confusing here. Hold on 1 second.
I don't think they played.
I don't think so. They played the other
Texas.
one. Yeah. MaxPrex is not very reliable, so yeah, they haven't really. Yeah, so
that's why I go to the
other one.
That's why I go to TAPPS.
Yeah.
It's not much better. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So tough game. I think it'd be interesting. Like I said, I think this will be a real tight game, but I think All Saints ends up winning this one. This probably be your overtime game.
I'm sensing a trend, but we'll see if my trend is through here. All right, District 3. So no by-district on that side. There is by-district on 3, 4, and 5. So the Atonement Academy 8-3-1 versus Houston Northland Christian 2-9, 2-4. Are you giving the Atonement Academy the win, or District 5 is a little bit tougher, so you're giving it to Northland?
I'm going to give this one to Atonement. I think they've had a great season. I don't think they're done yet. I think they're a team that you have to keep your eye on and not take them lightly. So I think they'll take care of business with that one.
So then the other by district, New Braunfels Christian Academy 9-12, 6-6 versus Austin San Juan Diego Catholic 8-8, 4-4. Runner up, or pardon me, 4th place in District 4 versus 3rd place in District 3. Let me see if they faced each other, since they are Austin, San Antonio, or New Braunfels and San Antonio. So I'm assuming that wouldn't be that much of a travel. San Juan Catholic out of Austin. JP2 shirts, TMI. New Braunfels, right? December 6th says in a tournament, 3-1 loss for San Juan.
Yeah, interesting also here, they actually beat JP2 in overtime, but then JP2 got some revenge a few weeks later. This, like I said, this could be a tight one, but I'll go with New Braunfels Christian on this one.
So then move back over to here where we got some area around. So you got Colleyville Convent Christian 8-3, 8-2 versus Mesquite Dallas Christian.
Colleyville.
And you got Irving the Highlands versus Dallas Lake Hill Prep, pardon me.
Okay. Interesting game there. I think this might be Irving Highlands' first year in the playoffs. I don't think they were last year. I'm gonna go with the. Let me see. Go back. Well, it was on the bracket hearing on that one.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
So I'm gonna go with Lake Hill Prep.
Okay. And then Carrollton Prince of Peace 8-6, 8-2 in the Convent School. Runner up in District 2 versus 3rd place in District 3.
Prince of Peace.
And then let me add. And then Arlington, Pentago Christian, and McKinley Christian 13-1-1. Perfect in District 2 versus the 4th place team in District 1.
We'll go with McKinney Christian.
And then on the other side here, the Veratus Academy out of Austin, 9-4-2, 8-0 versus the Atonement Academy, third place, 8-3-1.
This could be one that if there's a bracket buster that this could be an I guess one for them. Like I said, Atonement being in that tough district,
Geneva and
when you
JP2
have
sets
Geneva
them up, and even New Braunfels, yeah.
Yeah, so it could be this could be a test for Veritas here. I smell.
You're going with the bracket buster.
I think this will be your bracket buster here. I think Atomic wins this one.
Here's another tough one here. British International, 5-8-1, 4-2, and Geneva, 14-1, 11-1. For that, are we smelling I know you said on the boys' side, don't go against the British. Are we saying that with the girls too?
No, there'll be no tea and crumpets on this one, so we'll go with Geneva.
Waco Live Oak, 7-3, 6-2 versus the historically great Church JP2 ladies, 19-5-3, 10-1-1. The only one that seems to have slowed them down is Geneva.
We'll go with Shirts.
And then the historically tough Houston St. Thomas, 6-1 versus New Braunfels Christian Academy, 9-12, 6-6 in a competitive district.
This one, like I said, very interesting game also as well.
Are you putting all four teams in from District 4?
No, I think it's impossible. I think this one, Houston, the Houston team, I think they may just have a little bit more on this,
especially since it's at home. So this one on the regional side, you got 1 versus 2. District 1 versus District 2. Colleyville Comet versus Dallas Lake Hill Prep. On the bottom, Carrollton Prince of Peace versus McKinney Christian.
I think Colleyville wins that one. And then on the bottom, you have McKinney. McKinney Christian won that bottom.
So 2 first place teams. And then the Atonement or Geneva?
Geneva. Like I said, that'll be a very competitive game. That'll be, like I said, third time they face, but I think Geneva, experience-wise, they have, like I said, they've gone deep this every year. They'll win that one. And then the other one, more like I think, will be JP2.
So up in Round Rock, you've got Geneva versus JP2. That's been turning into a heck of a battle between the two schools. And then you got Colleyville Convent versus McKinney Christian.
I think McKinney goes in for this one.
And you got Geneva, who went 1-0-1 against JP2, or
I mean, they always have.
Like they always get the job in the playoffs.
Yeah, these are just like I said, this is becoming a rivalry. Kind of like, I guess, the backyard brawler for the Hill Country. I think this is going to be too close to call. I think this year we'll go with Geneva. I think Geneva I think this one does go to overtime, but Geneva wins on, like say, they goes to PKs.
So then sets up the final, McKinney versus Geneva.
Another This will be a good Dallas matchup because I don't think this is. I think this is the first time the McKinney Christian Academy has gone. I think this far. They may, like I said, I think Geneva may have their hands full on this one. Like I said, as far as who, I'm not sure who's McKinney's played because there was not much information for them as far as
So they
as far as
beat
who
Bishop Dunn, Grapevine Faith, Prince of Peace Carrollton, Texas Storm, non-district, All Saints,
Mhm.
the Convent School, Lakeland Prep. Those are the districts. So, yeah, according to here, Bishop Dunn Catholic School, Grapevine Faith, Prince of Peace, and then a Texas Storm, which I'm not sure where they're out of, but and then other HSAA. But yeah, outside of that's it's been in their district.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with McKinney Christian. I think this might be their year. I think they've played a really not this that hasn't played a tough schedule, but I think McKinney's kind of been maybe a little more quality.
So Dallas with Ursuline, Fort Worth with All Saints, and McKinney's also North Texas, right? For that here. So is this a sign of Rafa saying, hey, the Dallas-Fort Worth area is still the dominant program when it comes to women's soccer for that here? So just putting it out there, Geneva's so close.
TAPPS, and I guess you can say the girls UIL. I mean, look at Salina. Look at
yeah, hard to argue against it. So
Frisco Wakeland,
6 state champions. Division I boys would be Central Catholic, according to Rafa. Ursuline. Division II would be the Woodlands Christian Academy and Fort Worth All Saints. And Division III would be Carrollton Prince of Peace and McKinney Christian. So that is the final of the bracketology for TAPPS. Anything you want to talk about high school related? I know tonight was just really about kind of the bracketology. And like I said, the brackets are what I've been able to kind of piece together through the TAPPS website. So it's, there might be some slight variations, but I went through, to be honest with you, it was kind of pretty straightforward this year. Not that many draws where you had to kind of go through and do it. There was one bracket that had, there was one bracket that had a 3-way tie, but when you go to the head-to-heads, there was one that won against both of the other schools. So that kind of cleaned that up. But like I said, there might be some slight variance just because TAPPS hasn't released the final thing, because I think you mentioned that there are a couple of schools playing today in district certification. I think is due today for that here, and of course it's a question of how fast.
Which is weird that the Geneva boys played a playoff game right before district certification. I mean, if you play that game and that team they played, hey, you know what? We didn't make the playoffs.
Well, the district certifies it, so as long as both districts certify it, you're able to play it. And like I said, I understand it from a Geneva standpoint because you're able to get the play here. You're going to travel over to Houston. Today's Tuesday. It's supposed to be cold for that here, so you get it in at 2:00. You're definitely, the weather at 2:00 here was still 70-ish, maybe in the hill country, upper 60s, where the rest of the week it's supposed to be 40s and 30s through there. Mm-hmm. So I don't fault them for pushing it through. I just think, and like I said, UIL also has it where it's got that short window of turning and burning. I just wish maybe they had kind of, hey, the brackets are due Sunday, everything's final, and then the playoffs start Wednesday outside of, let's say a weather thing here. But like I said here, we may have a show high school Wednesday, Thursday. We'll have to kind of talk about that because there is still For the UIL side, things are heating up. Kind of look at kind of the preview of the brackets, because I think we're about 3 weeks away from the season ending there. Right as TAPPS ends up. I think we have 1 week where they're kind of mixed together, where you got the finals and the first week of playoffs going head to head. But we may not have that because they cut down the playoffs by a week, right? If memory serves me correct.
Yeah. Well, they cut down one round, so
yeah, 1 round.
So yeah, by the TAPPS should be done already before even the UIL playoffs even start. So I think they're done in a couple of weeks. So they kind of cram everything in. They want to get everything in before, I guess, right before spring break. I
think because of baseball, right? Because the TAP schools, you see a lot of multi-sport athletes compared to UIL. Yeah,
and track. So, like I said, a lot of those schools don't have the, like I said, some of the student population. Some of the UIL teams have, like, well, I guess from your 4As to your 6As, but so they do share athletes, and they want to get everything done quick. I did attend a game last night. So I did watch. Actually, it was a girls' game, so I watched some MacArthur Legacy games. So they went to actually PKs, and MacArthur ended up winning that one 4-1. So they're just 1 point behind John Jay in the standings. So, and I think they have a key game. I think Mac has a key game at versus McCollum at Harlandale. So it's tying up in that district, and I think I just saw.
Well, Jay still has to play MacArthur as well. Mm-hmm. Although I think for the girls, it'll be at Northside for that here, because the first round the boys hosted them. So most likely MacArthur will have, and Coach Connell will have to bring his club over to probably Gus, right? That might be at Gus. I'll have to see where
they play. I don't know if it's Gus or on the grass fields. They haven't lost in the grass fields. I can tell you that. So I told him last night, hey, maybe it's I broke the curse there for going to the game, and I said maybe that's something. Hey, you need to play on grass. Maybe that's a good omen there. I know a lot of the teams today did push up their games because of the weather. Mm-hmm. A lot of them like this moving to 5:00. There were still some which I was kind of a little surprised that then we're able to push them up, maybe because of logistics they couldn't do it. And then this weekend's games too, I think it's going to be cold. I don't know if we're expecting rain in San Antonio. I did see some like a forecast there might be a slight. I think even like the SAFC game, I think there's going to be some possible rain that day too for that Friday, Saturday. But things are heating up, even last night I did see the Brandeis boys knock off the Johnson boys 1-0
at the death. I think with 15 seconds left was what I saw hosted here. Also, just let you know, the playoff basketball is going on as well right now, and I know here in the San Antonio area, there's a lot of competitive teams. Some that may go very, very deep. Wagner and what was it? Brennan
boys.
Brennan boys, and I think it's Wagner girls, if memory serves me correct. Could be wrong.
Keep an eye on the Jetson girls too. I think they've had a good season.
They won last night. I saw as well for that here. So lots of sports to go through to support if you can. Stay warm. If you got animals, bring them in. Protect your pipes because it's going to be probably about 2 or 3 days of cold, and then after that, I was looking at it's back to the 70s. So maybe this is the last cold front for the year, but usually there's one more late.
Probably the groundhog probably will go away. Yeah, then also, like I said, interesting was seeing more controversy on the mercy rule with some questionable scores. That Progresso game, that 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
But what can you do though?
Yeah, I mean, well, look at basketball. That score I sent you, 77-4. I mean,
well, Steve mentioned one.
Well, he was one there today.
He was at watching Brennan.
It was like 46-9 or something at the
46-9. They scored 2 points in the second quarter. And in the third quarter, they were up by 40 points, and they had the JV in. I just don't know. You're going to have games like that, and it sucks in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're going to see that when we go to Division I, Division II. You're going to see some matches that you're going to be like, why are we playing this? Just because you may have, like, let's say in Division I, the
Mm-hmm.
third place team in the district and the fourth place team going against the first place and second place team, where, and we've seen some districts where just in general, the quality is better than the division district that they face in at the start, or for that here. So to me, like I said here, we're at an hour and 15 minutes. So like I said here, good show, Rafa, with the bracketology. We'll have to kind of see how we like this for the bracketology show. I think once we get it set up here, it seems like it's okay. It's just making sure I get everything transitioned over. Watching it on the TV here, it looks like the brackets came through fine for that here. And then obviously if we have more speakers for that here, just on how that's going to go. But hopefully you have safe travels at home coming back. And like I said here, that'll be a wrap for us. If you are interested in joining us for the bracketology show, reach out to Rafa, reach out to me, and we can maybe kind of discuss to see if we want to have some guest pickers or maybe some experts from certain areas for that here. And if we didn't pick your school, blame Rafa, especially if you get the upsets. Clip it and say, "Hey, Rafa, what were you thinking?"
Yeah, last year was the bracket busters, like me and Steve picking up. Last year was a mess for the UIO one. So we'll see. Like I said, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, this was going to be interesting with D1 and D2 because, like we've already shown some possible matchups and some possible scenarios, and it's going to like I said, for the UIL teams, it all depends on how you finish. Whether you're first or second or third, as long as you're finishing strong, and can carry that momentum into the next games, that's going to kind of determine how deep. But also the matchups. So like I forgot there was, like you mentioned, there's some schools, if they don't make the playoffs, they end up getting bumped up to D1 or this one gets down to D2. So it's a roll of this year is like the roll of the dice. You just don't know. Like last year, you can kind of predict who you're going to play. This year, you have somewhat, but not necessarily, because there's a lot of factors in, and there might be some teams that maybe kind of cruise through the brackets because some of the powerhouses ended up in the other division. So.
All right. Well, what's life without goals? We're out of here. I may try to go join the podcast known as Somos Mas, or was it United Front? I think is what they call it. For the New Mexico, because they're going to talk about USL Division I and talk about off-season grades. So I might see if I can stop in and give them some much love, SanAntonio love.
They get an F. They get an F because we got Nicky Hernandez now. So
we got Nicky for that here, but. What's life without goals? We're out here. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening. And like I said here, please bring your pets in. Please make sure your water pipes are good and covered. And be nice to everybody.